We just sat down with one of our coaching clients who we consult with. It's a bit of an older video, it's actually before Christmas, but we broke down exactly how she could scale her coaching business. She helps women over the age of 40. We broke everything down in detail, all the bottlenecks and what we need to do to really grow. And a lot of businesses would really benefit from stuff like this. So let's get straight into it. It was a whiteboard day, and I think you're going to find it very, very, very valuable.
8K, high ticket, you know, five to seven sales, 1,500 a month you aim for. Then monthlies are a bonus. I think incentivizing highly. So we're going to go through a lot of different things, but, you know, I think we're going to push you. We're going to say 70 to 100K next year generated, okay? Especially if you're going to go all in. Are we with that? Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Cool. So to break that down into Q1, that's a minimum of 20K we want to generate. Okay, so a lot of money. So it means about 6 to 7K a month. That's what we want. So increase the current.
Exactly what I was thinking what's coming in the car.
Yeah?
That's what I mean.
So 6 to 7K a month. And that is going to be, you're probably going to be setting around 40 clients. And we're going to need to increase the following on all your platforms. What's your following now? 3 something or 2 something? And
Insta.
you see you have 3,173. So a few followers ended up coming through, like 20 ended up coming through, yeah, in the end.
Yeah. But we still got...
Less than I thought, but...
We're actually on the page as well, on Shared by...
Yeah, so people...
I think it's up to about 500
likes. You message everyone? Alice?
Yes.
Has she messaged everyone? Yeah?
She's doing it. She's doing what she thinks there as well.
So we need to grow your IG following by a minimum of 300 people a month, which will take you to 4,200. Right? That's a minimum. We're going to even aim higher than that, really, so 4, 5. And then email list. How many people's on the email list so far?
Yeah. So my email list is still on Mailer Lite, by the way.
You know you can bring that.
I've got the CSV, but when I took it over to CSM, it wasn't in the right channel.
Yeah. Okay, there's a way to fix that,
Yeah, it's easy. We could do it, but when we finish today, I'll do it for you.
So email list currently, roughly?
It is... not great.
What is it?
127.
Okay, so okay. So I want to up that by 100 a month minimum. So that would be 427. And then LinkedIn.
And has that come from lead magnet? Is that calls?
This is lead magnets.
You don't have people,
then
you don't have calls like people that you didn't sign up. You know, some people you just didn't buy or whatever.
I'll put them in there as well, but they use 1 or 2. Yeah. Just 1 or 2.
Out of all the calls you've had?
Oh no, I haven't put those in there yet.
Yeah, so what we need another
in there as well.
All the calls you've had and the people that didn't buy, they should always be on your email list, because if someone doesn't buy now, they might buy in 3 months time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you send them emails once a week, they remember you.
Maybe put what's your LinkedIn audience? You know?
It is, if I'm not. It's actually grown since.
Alice.
Yeah.
How many people? You got 515 followers, 490 connections. I can see that because it's yeah, 490.
490.
Okay.
So we want to grow that by 400 a month. That's going to take you 1697. All right, cool. So we've got our 90-day goals established. All right. Sometimes it can be a bit less than the whole year, what it pans out to be, and you've got to plan progressively. So I would say that we want to look at, around 15K for the month. That's about 5K on average a month. And then again, that's like even 20 to 30 clients, yeah? Just going to bring it down a bit so you've got time to progress over the year.
How many clients you said?
20, yeah. Because how many you got now? 12, 11?
No.
Talk to me. How many?
I've got 3 that's dropped off.
Okay.
1 because of contract. Her contract's up. She doesn't know where she's getting the money from.
Okay.
1 that's natural decline, this 6 month. But this is the one that's giving me problems. So I don't want you back.
So how many you got now? How many, you know? 6.
So-
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 14 people. We gotta get 14 people minimum. 14 to 24.
Yeah, the idea when we last spoke, I was supposed to have 14 by the end of the year.
Okay, and we've got 6 at the moment. With the new people that just signed up the other day. With this
yeah,
one
it wasn't
and
replaced.
okay. And who's your niche? Let's just really
So
elevate a
the
pitch.
niche is busy, over 40, busy career-driven women struggling with weight, nutrition, and mindset.
Nice. Okay,
So wait, nutrition. You're not specifically pinpointing the menopause side of things. Not anymore.
Nah, because with that, I get a lot of women that
Too much.
diabetes,
Right.
arthritis, they've got a lot of issues, and they can't even give them a plan. They can't even do a squat. They can't run.
Yeah.
Knee problems.
So over 40 career, we're struggling with weight training, nutrition, and mindset. What's their goal? Like, what are they really trying to? Their dream. That's the
Dream is basically to get their health back and to be able to do what they did before, but obviously in their new body, it's to adapt. It's a lifestyle change for them.
Yeah, that's what they did before. I mean.
So, like, a lot of them, just go to the gym, the weight used to just drop off. Obviously, that can't happen now. So they need to re-establish themselves in their new body and still be healthy.
Is that what they want?
Yeah.
They just want to reestablish themselves. What does that mean? What does that actually mean? What is that? What sort of physical result do they get?
Lose a couple of pounds.
You're talking like them now. Like, when you're on a call with them and they don't want to really give in and they just want to lose a couple of pounds. What do they truly want? When you get down to the business of it, like, and you strip it down and they're almost going to cry, like, what are they saying to you at that point?
They just want to get their body back.
Okay.
When I had yesterday, she was in tears to get her body back. She looks in the mirror and she thinks, how did it get to this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So they want to get their confidence back. They want to get their body back. They want to feel sexy again. They want to feel good again in themselves, right? Cool. What makes them a good client? Because you've had the bad one. So what makes them a good one?
They know exactly what they want. They're coming to me now, so that they're not waiting.
No.
Literally. They're the ones that are giving me the full story in the first post.
Okay.
They're the ones.
So not waiting, ready to change, know exactly what they want to achieve. Okay, cool. One other thing, just like looking at that career-driven woman, yeah? One thing that will help you is to be a little bit more specific, because what does that really mean? And that's like a challenge. And then all through the year, you got Mother's Day, you got this, you got so many different things that we can capitalize on and actually like really bring the heat with it. But you got to be looking at this early bird and New Year. Early bird is a bit like, it's not late, but this is going to be more of a relaxed incentive, okay? New Year, that's when I want you to go hard with a challenge. Because so many people are just going to, the overwhelmed bunch are just going to be, I'm done for the year, I'm done. So, but something for them, boom, ready. Do you get what I mean? And bring the heat when you do those. So your events are when you're going to capitalize on that, bringing leads into the engine. Do you get what I mean? Because otherwise the dailies, we're just going to do the dailies, improve the dailies and so on and so forth, all right? The innovative campaigns, this is kind of tied into the events. This is when you kind of use our brains to say, all right, cool. Well, the shea bar thing done well. If I did that in a different way, how could I capitalize on it? You know what I mean? Like, because I see that my niche are actually there now. What if I did a challenge and it was free and it was instantaneous and I negotiated the day better and it was like, you know what I'm trying to say to you? So that's the innovative campaigns that we've got to look at least quarterly. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So dailies, events, and the innovative campaigns. I mean, I would say give it a week to 2. No, I'll say just a week after everything's been done. So you've got one more post next week. Get all the data. Also what you make ROI. So already you're in profit, so you can kind of say, okay, cool. And then you look at, all right, the time of the week, was it this? Could I have done better? Because of course we could do better. Like, it's content. So what you do, and you did, and you, one thing that probably helped is the, what do we say, the polarizing.
I didn't even read
I read them for you.
Yeah.
Well, too
Was it harsh?
I saw the first one. I was like, no.
I saw the first one. I was like, no.
You let other people know. to do with their lungs, so they just hate.
Like easily hurt, you know, like some feelings was easily hurt.
I can't. Yeah. If I don't know you and you're on me like that, I'm in my shell. If I know you, it doesn't matter.
That's why I was confused. Like people getting excited in the comments, you didn't really say anything too mad.
I didn't.
You know what? Next time,
One girl goes, "Don't." He goes, "What?" Someone said, "It's not that deep."
Yeah.
Like, huh?
But the next one needs to be worse.
Yeah, worse. The next one needs to be
It's like serious. Like,
If
if you're a man telling women to do this, stop. Like you need to grill.
You know, like we
somebody.
might use a visual, we might get a
Call
man
someone
in
out.
there, paid actor, you slap him on the camera, you know what I'm saying to you? So that's what we're gonna do. But dailies, events, innovative campaign, that's how you need to look at it. Because we're just saying that she's got Alice, so Alice is doing the messaging, so she's already at that like higher level position. So like you're doing right. The last thing before I hand over to Jab then is I'm gonna say on the ads on the higher level, or just how we're thinking of the ads, you need to look at it like this is what I've been helping people think of, yeah? So you got a marketing budget, right? So let's say this is the marketing budget. You got direct, and then you got indirect, okay? And your marketing budget, which has to exist now, is gonna go 75%, 25%, okay? Direct, I need sales, I need an ROI. I'm not doing this for games. This is an ROI thing. My 25%, this is usually for the audience growth. And I just don't mind, even if I break even, right? Even if I break even, I'm okay with that. Because the audience growth is going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
Follow ads, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to pay off. They're going to convert if I keep nurturing them and doing the right
Just
thing.
to stay on this, what are you doing right now?
For
So what are you doing for ads at the moment? Are they
nothing.
off?
It's just the organic stuff.
All the ads are off.
Yeah. I'm not doing.
And then the lead gen and then dailies. Obviously, you're not doing them personally, but how much is actually getting done?
That's right. So,
That's what we just said.
Michael said I need to have a chat with Alex.
Oh, so you don't know how much is actually getting done
No.
right now as we speak?
Well, she's putting it in her tracker, but it's not those
Okay, so we are giving her the higher level one of like, you know, like 100 follow-ups, like all of that. So we need to make sure Alice can do that, and then we can have KPIs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I've got the on LinkedIn that what do you call it?
Sales now.
Self navigator, which I'm going to turn off tomorrow because after tomorrow they're going to charge me.
Yeah. But okay, you don't know exactly what she's doing, but with what she is doing, how many calls are we getting per week, roughly? Let's just look at November. How many calls do you have in November? Because I want to know what you've already done.
Calls
How many calls scheduled? Not even taken, just calls scheduled.
for November. We look.
Because we don't know what the output is specifically, but
All right, so it was only 3,
so you
and
only
all 3 sold.
okay. So we had 3 calls in November, 100% close rate.
Yeah.
So we just need more volume.
Yeah.
You just need more calls on your diary.
How many calls booked so far this month?
For this month, 3 already sold one of them.
Okay.
This is the girl who's
It's not only out of 3 has been put 3 that she put. There you go.
So we need to get to
Volume.
30 to 40 calls a month. Like that's really what we need to get to.
because what Alice has done, she came back to me last week. She said basically, the Instagram followers, she says, I've exhausted them. It's like there's only so much nudging that you can do.
Yeah.
So now we need to look at something else. And that's when I said, Alice, got the shaper, I think. And she's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all what, 3,000.
So she's messaged all
Every single one. And she's done the same LinkedIn as well. Everybody's been messaged.
How long do I don't like? I'm not saying I don't believe that, but I'm trying to say like, how does that make sense?
You're doing 100 a day.
It'll take you
It's 30 days. How long has she been doing this?
Mid-November.
Mid-November.
So
So
that's
everybody on my Instagram that I've got. Yeah.
every follower though. Every follower. Because if we look at the areas in which we can message people, yeah. So you got your followers, right? Then you've got people that are viewing your stories, so I just call them story viewers. Then you've got people that are liking your content, so likes. Then you've got people that are voting on polls, so they're kind of similar. So voting on your posts and quizzes, almost similar to your story.
Stories, yeah.
People who
And then-
used in previous content.
Exactly. And then you've got new followers, so the new people that are coming in. So you've got a lot of different sources you can kind of spark convos. You can even reply to people's stories. That's one way that we start convos. So
Yeah.
is she exhausting all of it?
Nah, she doesn't exhaust all of that.
So there's still more.
That's why I said we're going to have that conversation
Yeah.
and we're going to really understand what's going on
Yeah.
with the calls booking and how long time's being spent. At the end of the day, you've got to be very, and I know this is going to be easy for you, you've got to be very shrewd and to the point with what's going on. So what Jav said that's really good is basically KPIs. Do you get what I mean? And that needs to be the new thing. We're going to send you over a sheet, so you're going to have your KPIs. To achieve this, 15K, 20K, whatever, we can't just live in fairyland. We need to have KPIs. So write down the KPIs. Let's calculate it for you, yeah? Put it in the sheet, whatever. You said about 40 calls are booked a month, innit? 40 calls, let's say 30 show up. You close even at 40%, 35%, then that's around 10 to 11 sales.
Let's just say 8 to 12 new clients.
8 to 10, 12. So 40. Yeah, so just KPIs are 30 to 40 calls. That's the key thing. 30 to 40 calls, which is obviously, what's that, 5 to 10?
Let's use that.
Oh, this is paper, yeah. Yeah? So 30 to 40 calls per month. 7 to 10 calls a week. So because what I do every morning when I wake up or when I start business is I look at our numbers. So I look at the cash generated, the calls booked, I go through all the sheets, and that just points me in the right direction because I might be thinking, let's do this new TikTok campaign. But let's focus on the money, right? So and that's what you have to be relentless in making sure happens. 40 calls get booked a month. That's 10 calls a week, just 2 calls a day, 30 taken, 10 closed average. And this is where we go to AC3. Simple. I always talk about AC3. Okay. Oh. Audience growth. Conversations. Calls booked. Cash. How is your audience growing so that you've got new people to talk to? So we've got the manual aspect of it, and there we go. So, yeah.
Budget-wise, so you spent $1,000 on the shaper and stuff, yeah? And there's still one more post to come out, so it's not over. Okay. But that's something you're going to do sparing. That's not something.
So that means you've got a budget. If you're looking at me like that, that means there's a budget, so that's good. But we don't need to do shade bar every month.
Okay. For me, if I've got something, I always look at when I've got to put out to get back.
Yeah.
So
I would say quarterly. I wouldn't do I'll do it quarterly, and I would really manufacture it well. So I would say you probably got one shade bar in you for Q1, but when you do it well, but I wouldn't rely on it. I would say we have another ad strategy. And personally, I think we do VSL.
Yeah.
I think we do VSL ASAP, and we just...
That's
calls.
Like that.
That'll take care of like half of that.
Yeah.
And we just take, and that's why what we mentioned about career driven and we specified it is so good. Because now in your ad, you're going to talk to them. You might be in an office, you might do your ad in the office like this. You might start, you might throw the desk, your paper in the air, that's the hook. And then it's like, look, lady, and then now do you get what I'm trying to say to you? But now you're specific, and then the VSL straight to booking a call. And you know what? It's the best flipping time to do a VSL because you're saying the contract might be up. And it's like, oh, it is? Now you've got diary, because that's probably another bottleneck. You ain't got no diary space.
You don't. Let's just have a look at it.
They say the diaries are non-existent.
Because right now, you've got
Jesus.
one space on.
no, right. So I need to talk to you about this.
We've got some space.
No. So this is not what I've specified is not what's showing up.
So it's not
So there's something not
Is it
right.
more or less?
It's showing less.
Okay, so you got more time. What time
Yeah.
do you have at the moment, even with work?
We really move work.
Like with work, what's your availability like?
So we'll look at that. We'll fix
Yeah,
that. We'll fix that.
At the end.
So what, you got availability every day?
So there's more in this.
Okay.
So no, right. So my availability is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So it is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It just looks like this Monday is blocked out. So maybe it shouldn't be blocked out. Okay. But even that with the VSL, you're gonna need more availability. Yeah. But that's why in the interim we can obviously make sure we're fixing this to drive up the leads, and then we do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay, so then, do you know what the VSL is?
Video sale.
Yeah.
Let's,
Have you done it before? No.
no,
Okay.
but I saw your video when everybody needs one.
That's for your landing page, yeah. But what we can do, yeah, I just want you to just understand the concept of it, because that's just gonna help you. Because really, basically the way that you're gonna do it with fitness, we want it to be almost disguised as a training, rather than you're not directly. We could test this, but it's like a training, and then you're gonna offer like the call at the end. So you're gonna have the ad, right? And like Michael said, we're gonna call out our specific audience, yeah. So you're gonna have an ad, and it might be something like,
if you're a busy woman over 40, you know, you've been working hard in your career, but you're struggling with, you're not in love with your body, I've been in your shoes, blah, 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 do this, yeah? That ad is then gonna go straight to that VSL page, yeah? And on this VSL page, you're gonna have the video at the top, then you're gonna have your calendar right underneath the video on that landing page,
Yes.
right? Then obviously they're gonna book in, and then we take the call. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Hopefully we make some cash, yeah? So that's a simplified version of it. Obviously, when someone sees the ad, we're gonna be sending them an email. So they're gonna get an email, yeah? And they should get a text message. And I want you to be hungry, so they're gonna call them. Phone call, yeah? Especially if they don't book in on the VSL. Does that make sense? And then obviously from them booking in to them getting on a call, we also need to make sure we send them something that kind of keeps them warm and understanding more about us. This is very straightforward, but to make it really work, we basically need to get them as warm as possible before the call. So that's where your emails and stuff can really help. And even some videos. The actual thing of what is in the VSL, I wouldn't make it too long, but anything from around 6 to 12 minutes is good. I would even say 8 to 12, somewhere around that time frame, but let's just call it this. And then the format of it, we're not going to go through the exact format today. We'll give you a script because that will just make it easier for you. But you're basically going to give them, I call it giving the wow, not the how. So what that means is you're going to explain to them like what to do. You're not going to tell them how to do it because that's what they're paying you for, right? So you're going to explain to them, yo, you need to, you know, when you're over 40, your energy gets a bit lower. You got to start doing this, this, and this. They're not going to know how to do it. So the how is how you do it. So the video, you kind of disguise it as a short training, but you need to have some call to actions to book a call. And actually what I would do now is I can show you like our VSL retention graph because I've been looking at it. And 9 times out of 10, what happens is people click to watch it and there's like a drop off, right? So what you need to do is you actually want to plug in a call to action at the start and in the middle and at the end. And the call to action is, by the way, guys, if you want to just feel like this whole thing, you can book a call with me below. Say that within the first 2 minutes. Yeah. Then again, halfway through. Then obviously one more at the end. Yeah. So you want to kind of sprinkle your CTAs. I'm just going to put, let's just put 2, 6, and then 8. And then the other thing you're going to do, which is going to be important, is you need to sprinkle it with social proof. So whatever you do have, testimonials, social proof, you almost want to use it as an example. So let's just say it was like this. Hey, so if you're watching this, you must be a busy woman over 40 struggling to lose weight. In this short video, I'm going to just show you the exact 4 steps you need to take to improve, blah, blah, blah. And then let's say step 1, you need to start managing your stress. Stress is linked to your hormones. My client, Susie, was struggling with this, and you have a picture of her transformation and explain your point, but explain it using a testimonial. If you have testimonial you can use. If you don't, it's fine, but
About yourself.
and yourself, yeah. But so let's say it's a 3-step training and you explain each step. Yeah. You want to try and utilize an example to support it, but that gives you more credibility and authority if you use testimonial to support it. Yeah. So social proof throughout, and then obviously at the end of it, your hardest call to action is going to be that last one. So this last one is going to be like where you push the hardest for a call to action, which is obviously going to be book your call, book your free audit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So this is important. This is going to be very important. In terms of the numbers for it, right? So what is your budget? Because I know you spent 1,000 on the shade bar. I'm not saying you got to spend 1,000 on this, but like what will... Okay. So I always like to start and then scale it up anyway. So let's just say we did around 600, yeah? Roughly, for your niche, I'm seeing people get leads for less than a £5, right? Ideally, we want even less than that, but let's just say anything from around 5 to 10 per lead. And usually, we want to see anything from 8 to 12% booking rate. So that means that if you get 100 leads, we should be getting at least 8 to 12 calls booked. Yeah, that's within the time of that ad running. So if we get 100 leads, we're getting 8 to 12 calls booked. And then ideally, we want you closing at anything from 30 to 40%, yeah? So that's kind of what we want to be aiming for. However, you've got to remember that there's still going to be, there's going to be basically 90% of people that don't buy straight away. So these 90% of people, they need to be getting hit with emails. This is the nurturing, exactly. Emails. You're not making YouTube content at the moment, are you?
I'm just sending what I'm doing on Instagram, just sending it to YouTube. So I've got following on there. So it's a lot of shorts and stuff.
But you're not doing like sit down long videos. Okay. What's holding you back on that time?
It's time.
Time. Okay. Okay. So if job wise, if you do commit to this, then as part of these emails, I'd probably add the YouTube because you got the podcast, innit?
Yeah. And the thing is, I finished the podcast. I said to myself, I'm only going to do it for a year.
Okay.
Right, I did it for a year. And people that are coming to me, talk to me, well, on your podcast, you said this. And I'm like, people are doing that.
So what I would do personally is I would, if you're going to do the emails, you attach the YouTube videos that you release as part of your nurturing. Because this is a quicker way for you to nurture somebody rather than just the emails. Okay,
And
so...
I also attach on the, whatever podcast is aligned to.
Exactly. So that's 1 to 2 times per week, right? Obviously, you can automate that as well.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to show you here is that if we can just get this stuff aligned, you'll be able to get a good bunch of people, and then even the leads that don't buy, they're still going to be in your network.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the point, like when we're calling these leads, texting these leads, you're always going to have leads. So those numbers become even easier to hit because now you've got people you can follow up that are in your, opted into your training and stuff. So for us to hit 100 people is actually quite easy because we've got so many people to try and reach out to. But you have to build it up. So obviously time-wise is going to be your biggest thing. This VSL doesn't have to be anything too fancy. You can do it as slides, Loom video. I think it's worth making it nice. So I do think it's worth making it nice because I've been looking at how we can even improve ours and make it just nice. Like, because I sent you my fitness one, which was just me doing slides, and I was getting loads of calls booked, which was almost getting annoying. But and then obviously our business one for this business is still the same. It's like slides, me talking, so similar thing. But that's kind of, in terms of ads, if you've got that budget for Shea Borough, this is gonna help you as well, because what this will do is right now, your biggest issue is actually just getting calls booked.
Yeah.
And obviously a bit of that is time. So if we can just leverage what you do have, we can get more money out of this. And if our goal is to get to that 8K per month to get to 100K a year, we need to we've got to be a bit aggressive with getting these numbers on the board, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? So the VSL, I'll send you another version of mine, but like, I don't even want, like, my one's my one. You can still, don't feel like, oh, I have to follow it this way.
Same.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
And your niche is going to be those courageous, and you know how they think, you know what it is they want, what they want to achieve, what's appealing to them. So we are going to do it at like a high level. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, it's a nice setup and everything like that. So, yeah, that'll be the key. And I'm going to put it all in the to-do list. I think the first step for you is going to be the meeting with Alice.
Yeah.
And identifying the KPIs, really understanding, you know, are we hitting them? You know, because you want to make sure your organic never suffers.
Yeah.
Like, you want to make sure your organic is always pumping through. And right now, it's not doing enough. It's doing something, but it should be doing way more, especially where your closing rate is so high. So you want to meet with Alice, identify KPIs. How do we make sure that the KPIs are being hit?
Yeah.
So I can book just 10, 15 calls from organic alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I do my VSL, it's a bonus. Do you know what I mean? Then I want you to, we spoke about this a few times, but I need a bit of a brand level up.
Okay. Again.
We've spoken about that already, right?
Yeah.
Again, you changed the logo That's about it. It was the same old logo, but you used it
Oh,
more.
but we changed the logo as
No,
well.
I said you did do that. You started using your new
Yeah,
logo more.
that's right, yeah.
And you cleaned up your profile. Yes, that's right. Where you're going, again, what did we say? Like, these women, the corporate, high, some of them are going to bow their eyes. That's just that. They want the best. They want premium, so on and so forth. So, like I said, like a little photo shoot. And I'm not saying about a photo shoot like it doesn't even have to be a gym photo shoot. It could just be like a photo shoot where you have a couple different styles. Maybe you have like the corporate look, and then you've got the fitness look, and you use that for now your graphics and your VSL and all of these things. It seems tedious or it's not important, but you know what? It actually is. You know what I mean? So photo shoot would be number one for me. And that's going to really decorate your profile, have it look in a whole new way. And I would say also long form content. Yeah. Long form content, because that helps with the VSL as well more than you know. If you've got a YouTube channel, you've got regular like long form content that's being distributed, then they're gonna be able to get tied into your funnel. Do you get what I mean? They're gonna go down that sort of that whirlwind of just say, oh, she got this YouTube video about this. Oh, she got this YouTube video about how to balance corporate with this. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say to you? So when they see their ad, they might just like leave the browser open. But then they go on you, then they see you, and they say, "No, okay, you know what? Look, when you've actually got the call, I remember I got with Denise."
I'm getting people talking about the podcast a lot.
Yeah,
I just did that.
Is it audio?
Yeah.
It's just audio.
It's on Spotify and everything.
So where is it? You still actually putting it out? Because I don't see.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. People have talked to you about it, so they're obviously on the link somewhere.
People I speak about it's the four. Listen, I think the podcast, where you're at, and what we're aiming to do. We need it. It's not even like a amazing.
So my podcast isn't visual. It's just audio.
That's something now we need a visual. Right? You don't like it? You don't like your podcast? No?
No, I like it, but I'm a radio person. I'm like voice. Not...
You can keep the podcast actually audio and just do the long form content, one or the other. It don't really matter. And maybe when you've got a guest, you do it visual.
Visual, yeah.
I will still keep it consistent because that's going to become another lead magnet. And then I'll also do the long form content. As I said, I'll probably put out 2 YouTube videos a month minimum. Yeah, it's easier than IG. I always tell people because it's like you just get to talk. Do you know what I mean?
And it hasn't got to be fancy as well.
Yeah, you need just to like cut off after a minute. You just get to explain the topic in depth and start making your YouTube like a library for our niche because you need to be the best flipping coach out there for over 40s women who are, still career driven and want to get in shape. You need to be the in charge. Like there's no one better than you. You know what I mean? If your program is that, then no one's going to top you. You're going to make more money than anyone in that side. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Brand level up, photo shoot, long form content, podcast, 2 YouTube videos a month. I would start establishing with those things. And again, with the photo shoot, talk to our guy North when you come to the thing next week. He'll give you good prices, come here at the gym and really help you level up. You know what I mean? You just get some nice pictures. So, yeah, Alice and identify KPIs, but level up. And I would say start working on the VSL funnel to be released latest mid-Jan. The only reason I say latest mid-Jan, I mean, we can start ASAP. I'm just thinking of making sure that your KPIs are good, make sure you get your availability sorted and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you don't want to run it. It's just going to waste money if we haven't got all that stuff set up.
Yeah, sorting out your availability on calendar.
Because if we're really gunning for this, we'd have to get on point. Like, can't mess about.
Yeah.
Because that was a lead gen, yeah?
Yeah, so me, Alice, sorting out availability, Vanya, start working with this for me to be released latest mid-Jan. Cool. So that's some of the key parts. Fulfillment is a key thing because we mentioned that, like, how we're going to make sure that your program is really good. So what I would actually love to know about that,
do you want to see what it is?
Get your offer. Like, what did they get essentially?
So it's meal planning.
Actually, you're like,
have you?
Just you off. Like when I sign up, what do I get? If I sign up today,
Yeah, you can just tell us.
Yeah. So you get nutrition plan.
What's the
spoke.
journey? Explain the journey. So then,
So if you sign up today, you're going to get T's and C's to sign.
Jesus.
You're going to get the parking form. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, come.
Hot water? Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
T's and C's, the parking form. It's the first thing that you sign. You know, things on the call, we book. In 7 days time, we book another meeting.
Right.
Onboarding call.
Yeah.
So,
You also get onboarding, 7-day onboarding. So from that, I can see what you can do, like your range of motion.
okay, yeah.
And from that, in that 7 days, I can assess what kind of exercise
Program you're going to give, yeah.
You've also told me what you like food-wise, what you don't like, what you might want culturally. I'll then build a meal plan for you. We'll go through that in the next 7 days. Tell me if you like the plan. Is there anything you want to tweak, something you want to change in that meal plan? So I do the meal plan for them. So I set their calories, do the meal plan, or I also do calories and macro. Yeah.
Mhm.
And have that. But then I also give them a booklet, which is an e-booklet of weight loss meals. So they get that on top. So they can use that specifically so they can swap in and swap out
Right.
from that baseline plan that I give them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then after 7 days, they do 7 days on board. We meet up again. We go through their plan. We go through their exercises. So I just basically through the journey. Then obviously in that time they've got access to Trainerize, everything on Trainerize. And then start date. Check-ins. I did two physical, like Zoom a month. And then Zoom.
Alright.
So they get 4 a month. Is that a lot?
Yeah, doing too much.
I think I'm giving too little.
Zoom. You know.
So 1 week is a loom, next week is so they're getting 2.
No, we don't.
Is it too much?
Well, I'll say I've mapped it in the first 3 months for one Zoom. If someone pays high, the one Zoom is amazing. Yeah, first 2 months, 1 Zoom a month for VIP clients. Like if you pay the premium, otherwise I would say, even 1 a month can like
Really?
VIP, and then every 60-day Zoom for the normal plan.
Did you do what I said? Remember, I showed you that thing on the group call about 2 weeks ago about automating, about having your master program.
Yes, I just got it done this week.
That's fine.
So the 7th day is on.
Onboarding.
It's on. The onboarding is actually.
Okay. But you had the master programs already?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay, wicked. So you just tweak it based on the individual. Wicked. Okay, cool. So we've done that. So we need to fix this check-in process then, because
So
if you...
Like, how we're gonna make your system better. I'm gonna go through a bit of like added value stuff as well.
because what I'm interested in is what you said you've got. So as soon as they sign their PARQ or sign the T's and C's,
Yeah.
it's already everything's already
Automated, yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm still manually. Okay, let me send you this and send you a welcome pack. And
I think because you don't have the amount of volume where it matters too much to automate it, but also we want to get you that volume. So once we get, we're going to need to do that. But essentially what happens is, as soon as they fill out the PARQ, it's connected to Trainerize, and it automatically assigns them that 7-day onboarding. Yeah? That's very simple to set up. So I've got a video on it, but we might need to do it on a call together. Because you in the video, it's... No, with Denise, you might...
whoa,
With Denise, you might need some help with it, so...
Denise is a project manager, bro.
I find this so difficult. I work with IT.
That's what I'm saying, yo.
So I don't know what's going on then. Well, I'm gonna send you this video, yeah, on how to automate onboarding, yeah? So I'll just send... There's a whole video on how to do it. So I'll send you this. Check-ins, yeah? So right now you're doing loom, zoom, loom. Here's what I would say. Stop doing it. What you need to do is, I would actually ask them what way they like to communicate and what they think they need. Because some people don't need weekly check-ins. I've had clients get amazing results, no check-ins. They just want to chat. Just make sure we're chatting every day or every other day. That's actually sometimes less time consuming because you know you're going to message your clients daily anyway, or every other day, give them workout feedback. They don't need like a full-scale check-in. Some people will want that, but you just do a Loom video.
You got to look at your niche. Like, I think sometimes we got to actually show them what they need.
Yeah.
They come to us like a valet service to just take the keys, show them. You know what I mean? So you got to look at, do you need me to give you a super check-in? Like you have to look and research it, read it every single week? Or do you need me to have a structure where it's like, once a month we do like an in-depth check-in, and it's like you got a review, you got to actually do it. And then 3 days out of the 3 weeks out of the month, it's like a quick voice and a power voice note. You add a little sprinkle, they call it a power note, where you give them as, look, this is how I found, this is what we did last week, so we're going to do this, and you give them 2 goals. Yeah, 2 goals every power voice note and the 2 goals. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So you kind of know what that person requires, but you don't like neglect them.
So them getting 2 Zooms a month is a lot, like one-to-one. But you think about it, if you've got 20, 30 clients, how many calls is that a week? You'll be chained to your desk. So I would probably go with, for now, you could probably go with like just a normal weekly check-in on Loom, 5 minutes, because you don't have a lot of clients. But then you need to limit those monthly calls or every 2 months. Can't be every 2 weeks. That's a lot. So unless they're paying extra. If they pay extra, the more you pay, the more contact time you get.
I won't even do that. I don't need it.
You can think about it.
You have to decide it.
But you also got to think about what you want.
Yeah.
What you're willing to do.
They pay extra, yes, but you still have to set a structure because we got to think of this. This is one of the mistakes that we've made. So many businesses make, because once we turn that tap on, the money's there. The clients are all going to come.
Yeah.
But the system will break if you ain't got no time or if you're over delivering.
That's right. Yeah.
So two max in the first couple of months they can get over there. Like you never, there's no way I'm going to see you twice. So you've got to tell them that. You know what I mean? Especially for fitness. Man.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Yeah.
The action.
It's actually not necessary. Plus, when you start to build this up, you do group calls. Bi-weekly.
So this is my thing about when you said you do group calls, so like everybody's on the call. But to me, this is personal stuff.
No, it's different. You gotta make sure that you're not being a therapist. And with your niche.
Yeah, I'm a therapist.
Yeah, but you can't, it's action. And you have to build a program. That's what I was gonna get to. You've got to build a program that instigates action. When it instigates action, maybe there's a challenge when everyone says about maybe a strong week, but then it's the powerful woman challenge. Fast for this. This, you gotta do this, you gotta do. So as soon as they start, you got to meal prep a whole week's worth of that. You have to do it. You don't have to continue, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your program delivers results, but it doesn't mean you having to be there, because then you're just a PT on that.
Have you got a members area yet? There we go. So we need a members area too. So we got to start building out the membership. Because this is value outside of your time. Because now,
Just found my slides for my one. I'm going to send it to you.
Because now, yeah, outside of them just getting a one-to-one call with you and getting their 7-day program, let's say you want to go on holiday. Guys, I'm away for the week. These are all the videos you'll ever need. This is nutrition, training, boom. All your check-ins will be sorted when I get back. They've still got this. They still get their one-to-one program. And they've got this right here. This is actually going to support you so much more because it educates them. When they sign up, make them watch at least 2-3 videos. They have to watch. I need you to watch. This is how you check in. This is how you use MyFitnessPal, so you know about nutrition. This is so you understand going to the gym 3-5 days a week, whatever that, like, you think about it. Like, you need to have, we're talking about getting there. We've got to have this. Because this is, again, raising the value of your program. So when I say my program is two grand for 6 months, you feel confident saying that price because you've got so much value in there.
Very low is
Right. And
everything you know.
And what I used to do is, I used to say to them, look, if you sign up, you get lifetime access. I don't even kick you out. So you can actually keep this forever. It's down to you to use it. If you're lazy, you won't use it.
Like, think about our members area. If everyone was just on it, the members area has everything in there, but you have to be on it, right? The people that are on it, they do the best. Like, a big part of why Stephen does well is because he goes back and watches old videos. You know, when Joel was on it and he was doing well, he used to go back and watch the old videos. So
Everything in there, just put everything in there.
For my members there, what I used to do is homework. If someone signs up, yeah, they have to go watch CSES, Calorie Step Exercise C, and that chopped my onboarding call down from an hour to 30 minutes.
Right.
Because they know so much already because they've done the homework. So I'm just having to just show them a bit of the tech and just, you know what I mean? It's more like just a friendly call rather than a...
And you're doing that with the Loom, yeah?
Yes, a Loom. So I use the PowerPoint that I've got. I'm going to give it to you. And it basically, it explains everything. And you just walk through the Loom, do 4 different Looms, put it in the members area. And we've got in the CRM, so where when they sign up, they can get access to the members area. It gives them a password. Laughing.
Okay. Makes everything a bit easier.
Lovely, lovely. But yeah, so the offer. So you've got onboarding call, starting week program, tailored program via app, nutrition and calories, recipe booklet, first 2 months, and then the Zooms, all the Zooms, and then Loom check-ins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Jav said something powerful about like being confident to charge that amount.
I know. So as soon as I say 2,000, I say 2,000, but I have a
1,500.
1,500 off. I say that off the back.
I want to say it's worth 3,000. I want you to be able to say that. So it's like, how do we do that? And this is what we need to decide. How do we make sure that you're confident to say, you know, this is £3,000, but okay. So you got to look at your niche. It all boils down to them. What do they actually need? And you got to think about that. You know, career-driven woman, over 40, busy, struggling with the weight, nutrition, all of that stuff. What does she need that you can give and that can be a part of your program? What do you say about Tess? Yeah,
Sorry?
Yeah, Tess. Let me actually use mine. Tess, yeah. Because I remember I actually sent you mine before. You know what you got to look at, yeah? When you do your offers, what's all the stuff you put into that? Some of those things could actually be normal, like everyday parts of your program.
Yeah. So it's hormone testing.
Mm-hmm. So you it doesn't even always have to be a physical thing. The fact that you teach them and can guide them in any way about their hormones is actually sets you apart from, you know, Alice, who's just doing, or I don't say Alice, but Jessica, who just does, you know, standard training, nutrition and thing.
Yeah.
So I would say something about hormones, definitely. Like my one, I had a full sex hormone test packs sent to doorstep analysis by in-house practitioner, full blood test analysis, You know, there's people out there you can go send it off to and then they analyze. Coaching, the virtual food assistant, unlimited nutrition plan, tailored plan, mobility assessments, monthly mobility assessments, weekly form analysis. A lot of people forget to mention the form analysis. Do you do form analysis?
I often send me a video.
That's form analysis.
Yeah.
That sounds sweet. So I would say, something to do with health, full health
package.
Yeah, full health test. Full health test. Full health analysis. And I'll say like a checkup, full health breakdown with breakdown.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, and end of the program.
So what I'm finding is that this whole menopause thing and estrogen and testosterone checking, it's kind of like a lottery where you live and your GP. Some GPs saying they don't do that. Some GPs are saying they do that.
Oh, is it?
So are you menopausal? I don't know. Why? My doctor won't give me the test.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but it's north, south, east, west.
Private.
So that could be something that I could throw in as well.
Of course.
Private test.
Not just like a full, nowadays, like with like Turkey, what they've done is that they've brought such affordable like medicine and health to the world that a lot of the UK people now have to compete.
Right.
So if you look around now, you see more people are offering like comprehensive tests and health and assessment and stuff like that. So look for one that is a woman's package, because they actually have this. They have the woman's package where they'll test all the right levels. So that's part of your.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Whereas, you know, and you can add it onto the price for a thing, or you could just find an easier way where I had a guy who
would just have a long questionnaire, super long questionnaire, and then based off those answers, would give someone like a score.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then that's like your health.
Your social health score, yeah.
You can do that though, right?
Yeah.
Because you think about it, someone said, okay, do you have energy after 2 p.m.?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Or do you feel like sorry, let me try something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually an easier and a more easy to like fulfill way of also doing that. So the trend from the womanhood health test in-house. You can send a start, long questionnaire, middle, end, and that adds value as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you position yourself as someone who's like
an expert and helping those women. So when you jump on a call, they're gonna look at you like, nah, I can't just go to like Jenny who's offering the 150 a month because I don't get this.
Yeah, the service.
Do you know what I mean? I don't get this. But you have to have that stuff to say, not just the fact that I've got a program. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So restructure, looking at the offer a little bit and just really making it shiny so that when you jump on these calls,
I've got so much other things coming in that they're like, raw.
yes,
It's like a lot.
this is
So
worth the
worth the money.
This is worth the money.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, restructuring your
Yeah.
so and also offering like the yearly plans every so often.
What's the yearly plans? What do you mean?
So we spoke about this the other day. We did the offer breakdown. I'll give you the document, but basically it's another way to up that average order value.
Okay.
You know, offer the year. So the price.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, because some people.
I've mentioned it a few times, and some people are like, "You do a year as well?" I'm like, "Yeah." But when I talk about, when I'm talking about my program, I'm talking about 6 months.
Yeah.
And I've done the roadmap, and it's 6 months.
Maybe you have another road.
Another one for the year.
And then when you talk to someone, it's like maybe they're in a proper like dire situation. It's like, no, this person actually needs it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you bring up the 12 months roadmap, and then if they can't, then you downsell to the 6 months or so on and so forth. You might even be able to get them. Maybe they're paying monthly for the year, but you know, they say, "Oh, a year's too long." I feel like this is, but
the reality of a lot of them is to lose their weight is over a year.
Yeah. And do you want to feel this for the next 10 years? Do you want to never get there? Do you want to get to, do you know what I mean? Like old age and you never ever did it?
Yeah.
So is a year really that long? To get out translate to you. So yeah. We might be old pricing. 6 months is with 1,500, but a year is 2,500.
Yeah.
I think some people ain't gonna do that. I think quite a few would.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
And it actually helps you because if someone locks in for a year, you
Yeah,
get better
that's it.
results,
Better
Exactly.
results, everything.
better testimonials
Yeah.
in the long run, which is important.
Cool. Content now,
Yeah. Any questions? Anything?
No, just a lot to think about. It's a lot.
It's all written. I've read
Yeah.
put it in that sequential order as well.
Yeah, I'm interested in doing the VSL.
Yeah.
Getting that.
Yeah, I think that's
Not
going to help
right.
you a lot. So let's go through content then. At the moment, like, talk me through your content process right now. How are you coming up with ideas? Are you bulk recording? Talk me through.
Right. So I was bulk recording until the shade bar thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, so I think I asked the question, I think I asked Alice,
Yeah.
do I keep just posting normally because the shade bar thing is going on?
Yeah, of course. Well,
But yeah, so she said, yeah. So I hadn't done anything for that week. So what the last couple of things that you've seen, we've done on the day.
sporadic kind of thing, just to get
Yeah.
something cut.
Okay.
Yeah, you always keep the content.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to stop the flow because you're going to get new followers and they need to see your face.
Yeah, that's what I just thought. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah.
Just meant to
So don't stop the flow. So, all right, before that though, what was your
Yeah,
actual-
you guys got me to do on a Sunday. I was only doing the videos batch.
Okay.
Or anything else like B rolls and stuff like that, I just do that on the day. But the
Okay.
videos I do on
So
Sunday.
you record like how many on a weekend roughly?
I just do 3. I would record for the week.
So just 3 videos?
I wouldn't do like a whole month or a whole couple of weeks. I just do
Is
what
that
I
a
did
time,
from the week.
is that a time thing?
It's a time thing, yeah.
Okay. So how long were you doing? Because 3 videos, that's like 15 minutes.
Well, for you, for about 15 minutes. I'm there, right? I think I'm being Steven Spielberg. I'm scripting.
Okay,
You send that.
so how long
50%.
how long is it taking you to do these 3 videos? Just so I can work things out.
So actually, edit it's quick through CapCut. I can do that very quick. But actually
Shoot them.
shoot them, each video probably about 45 minutes.
Each video, you said 45 minutes.
Each. By the
To
time
shoot.
Or YouTube,
by the time I'm getting it, yeah.
or YouTube video. Or
Wait,
No.
wait, to shoot. All right, this
Yeah, it's
video.
taken me a while. Listen, ladies, do you want to grow old and weak?
That took you 45 minutes.
That's about half an hour, 40
Gee.
is an
Why?
option. But I'm shooting and I'm like, oh, that sounds crap. That sounds crap.
Oh,
All
yeah,
the
it's
time.
gonna save you some good time today, man.
Are you-
Stop
wait,
all
so
of that.
When you make a mistake, are you starting the whole video again?
Yeah.
You keep
Oh.
Oh, you're piecing pieces.
So what I've just sent you something on Slack, yeah. This is what I drew up for Alice and Hattie earlier, right? So what those columns are is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That makes sense? That's like your week. It's not that it's Monday, Tuesday. That's the across the week,
yeah.
right? So you would have like 2 to 3 different places for content. So as you can see, there's got content filming, content editing, and scheduling. Yeah, but there'll be one more place that'll be ideation, right? So coming up with ideas. So you might do that on a Monday, like, during the early start of work, where you come up with your ideas for 30 minutes. Then Wednesday, in the morning or whatever, you might shoot your content. And then Friday or Saturday, you might edit your content, schedule it out for the next week, right? Or the
Got
next
you.
2 weeks. But when you film all of these things, you got a strong timer on. Yeah. Ideation, 30 minutes.
Right.
Filming, if you're doing 1 hour, you need 20 videos out of that 1 hour. 20. So whatever you've got, 45 minutes, timer is on. You don't take longer than that. And the same with editing. So it's just because you've already done your ideas, you've already got your scripts. So when you can't, it's just turn on the camera, just talk. Do not start that camera again.
Yeah.
Just you could say, cool, carry on. Because you're going to chop it up anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the video takes a minute. The recording of the video should take 2-3 minutes.
Sure.
Max, because, you might say it differently. You start again, carry on, and then that's it. And then move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 videos, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So these weekend slots that you're recording 3 videos, you can triple that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do your whole month in one session. Your whole month worth of those videos in one session.
Because what you do is, when you record the videos, okay, so these are 3 ways women over 40 can lose weight. And then when you make a mistake, you don't start the video again. You just stop. Oh, I missed that. Okay. Remember the last where you stopped, where you flopped, and then continue from where you flopped.
Okay.
And then keep recording. You don't want to start again, because now we'll turn off the camera on again.
Right.
You waste your whole week.
We're wasting
This online coaching thing is long, man.
He's wasting more time. So you do okay, are you scripting videos?
Very loosely.
Like bullet points.
Are you doing bullet points? Okay, that's fine. That's what I was going to say. Just stick to bullet points. Don't script word for word. What about hooks? Are you?
So my hooks, I'm pulling it all out of ChatGPT, trying to get some hooks. And then just loosely following what I get back from ChatGPT. Listen, ladies, do you want to grow old and weak? If you think that staying fit after 40 is an option, think again. I'm telling you right now that your future self is begging you to move right now.
Is that from ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not, that's ChatGPT gave you the script and I rewrote them. We did it.
You're the woman now.
About
Yeah?
Black Friday.
This woman,
Over 40.
100K, you have to be the
So
woman.
yesterday I
But when
launched
you
my
talk,
Black
you got to be
Friday.
a bit more assertive. Like your videos got to be a bit more like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like engage, and like you got to comment, not just like fulfilling the order kind of thing.
Right,
This,
okay.
like, I need to actually show up with the, do you know what I mean?
Does this sound
Same
familiar?
with that shape bar
You
video.
go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, you crush every single workout, and
Quicker.
still the needle on the scale
You know what I mean?
doesn't move. You've got to be doing something wrong. So let's get things right. The truth is, you can't outtrain the bad guy.
It's not.
80% of your results come from what's on your plate, not what's on your workout plan. skipping meals, grabbing the food on the go, not fueling your body correctly. All of these things are sabotaging all your hard work in the gym. So what's the fix? Make proteins your primary food source. Don't be scared of carbohydrates. They're not the enemy. They are fuel. And stay consistent. A little progress every day beats a perfect diet once a week. Ladies, does it...
Okay. Let's go for one more.
I'm gonna come up with a
Oh, wait,
content strategy as well.
So again?
I'm gonna give you a little content strategy, yeah?
Ladies, do you want to slow down aging, boost your immunity, and promote your mental health? I've got one fantastic tip for you. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on the weekends, can make life so much better for
I
you.
want you to come up with better topics as well.
Yeah.
You see that topic? That was on the news last week. I was like,
It's the way you're saying
Yeah,
it.
but it's the way you're delivering
You're
it.
saying it.
am I being nice?
You're not making it exciting.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with what you do is you do the macro. You start with the macro and then you introduce the micro. The micro is the exciting part. Oh, sleep studies have just realized that, you know what I mean? With the studies or whatever. Or, you know, the weight loss injection pen is, you know, the government have just realized they found new science on it. That's like the micro topic that you actually want to talk about. But you start like off with the big stuff of, do you want to like live better and feel healthier? And do you get what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I heard this again. Like,
Right, okay.
it sounds like it's just going to be another shit. But if you come through like, this was just on the news and it's going to change your life around, and then you go into
There
that.
you go. So,
Like, so
and that's really
Like what I'm trying to tell you, I was talking about it before they were talking about it on the news.
yeah, no, I know. But it's how you bring it, how you're bringing it to the
Okay,
table,
right,
innit?
okay, all right.
What you need to do,
these hooks need to get better. Because right now,
I've
you're-
actually said this to you. I've asked you so many times about
I know, but basically your hooks are kind of just like, that's what's making the video boring. And then basically, when we think of the hooks, right, there's a couple things that we need to do, yeah? First thing needs to be, unfortunately, it needs to be negative, yeah? We've got to have a negative framing. And I'm going to show you some examples that I've got saved. So negative frame, at least not all the time, or polarizing. So negative frame, polarizing, intriguing, yeah? Then you've got, so you've got your verbal hook here, that's what you say. The next thing you need is a visual hook in the video, yeah? So this could be, I'm just looking at what we've got here, yeah? So if we go back to you in your house, yeah?
never had a period or a hot flush a day in their lives to tell you how you should lose weight.
Right, so we need some type of props.
I did.
Where's the prop?
Look, listen, they don't understand.
Yeah, no.
Supposed to be in the video.
Denise, is a hook. So the prop needs to be at the start of the video, not at the end. So the prop is what happens, the hook is what happens at the start. You got 3 to 5 seconds to capture somebody. So the hook, ladies, so the hook is, don't let no man tell you how to look after your own body. But you need to have, but what I'm saying is, in addition to that verbal hook, let's have a visual hook. So a visual hook could be a, no, at the start, I didn't see it.
No, it's not the start.
That's not a hook then. So the hook, remember the hook is how I'm hooking you in to watch my video. So it's the start. So I need you to bring a visual hook at the start. There's a great guy who does this amazingly well. I'm going to show you him right now. Okay? I'm going to show you him right now. And he uses, is it Sean Casey?
So basically the first 30 seconds of the video.
First 3 seconds. So I want you to look at, let's see, this guy Mike.
This is about 2,400 calories worth of chocolate, and if you add
What's he
this,
got?
here's exactly
What's the visual hook? The chocolate.
4 different forms of exercise.
Boom. Visual hook. Let's do one more.
If you found that useful, unfortunately the camera cut out, so I couldn't show the whole thing. But if you found that useful and you feel like this is something you might need for your business, even on a consultant level, well, we've got something even better. Because now with Scaling Edge, we do this for you. So we set up the whole package. We set up your ads, your marketing campaign, and we also integrate AI inside of that. So if you're interested in knowing a bit more about how that can work for you and your business, all you got to do is press the link in the description. And if you do qualify, we'll have a chat with you. Peace.